This is Fieldsports Channel News. There's more booking availability for guns this season than there's been for years. That's the conclusion of Guns on Pegs, which lists available pegs. The website says it has 787 days free until the end of January, which it describes as a lot for this time of year. Though some are at top-level shoots such as Chargot and badminton, which are maintaining prices, pegs on some less well-known shoots are selling for £500 a day or less. The Welsh Government have been warned to ignore at its peril a public consultation on licensed game bird release. BASC confirms that Welsh Climate Change Minister Julie James has received its legal challenge. It is now waiting for a response from her. The minister is a former lawyer who describes herself as a green campaigner and environmentalist. The letter from BASC says the Welsh Government is ignoring 93% of a public consultation, which gathered 42,000 responses. It fears the Welsh Government is trying to ban shooting by preventing the release of birds without a licence. It's the government who would control the licensing process.
Anything like this is that government needs to take into account when it has a consultation process that it actually listens and uses that consultation process to improve any ideas on legislation. So for us, it's a very big issue.
From this week, Britain's water companies could face bigger fines if they pollute the UK's waterways. The Westminster government has withdrawn the civil sanctions cap, which previously restricted the amount the companies could be fined to £250,000 for a single offence. The change means courts can now fine water companies who pollute tens of millions of pounds. The change in the law has also increased the scope of offences. Meanwhile, at least one water company says it is running out of money. Reported widely, the holding company that owns Thames Water has more than £1 billion of external debt and does not have the £190 million it is due to repay in April. Andrew Gilruth has been appointed as the new Chief Executive of the Moorland Association. The association, which represents grouse moor owners, has appointed Andrew to replace outgoing CEO Amanda Anderson. He is a conservation and moorland management expert who worked for the Game and Wildlife Conservation Trust for more than a decade. He says his role will include making sure the public understand the crucial role moorland communities play in safeguarding rural environments. Ireland's regional game councils have become the latest shooting organisations to mount a legal challenge against its government. The NARGC has challenged a ruling about 4 species of migratory duck that cannot be hunted in Ireland. The ban was introduced in August this year and covers scaup, pochard, goldeneye and pin-tailed ducks. All 4 species migrate to and from Ireland. In common with a similar campaign by duck hunters in Australia called #WeKnowWhereTheDucks the NARGC has told the Irish government that research leading to the ban was ill-informed and that it fails to take into account the economic implications of the ban. All recreational anglers in England could be allowed to fish for Atlantic bluefin tuna from next year. For the past 3 years in England, only those anglers fishing from boats specifically licensed and taking part in the CHART scientific study were allowed to target the giant fish. The fish were caught, tagged and then released as part of the study to monitor fish populations off the coast of Devon and Cornwall. Scientists confirm what boat captains have been saying for years, that there is evidence of a good population of bluefin patrolling the southwest coast of England. DEFRA now says that recreational angling will be allowed to help bring more tourists to coastal communities. The US government has announced plans to cull 500,000 owls. The barred owl is considered an invasive species in the Pacific Northwest of America. It is native to the US East Coast. The US Fish and Wildlife Service has called for 500,000 of the birds to be culled over the next 30 years to help protect other native species of owl. Barred owls are larger and more territorial than other species of owl and have forced the population of other species into decline. Thanks to Melissa Alves for the owl pictures. The world's largest sport fishing boat is taking a step nearer to completion. The report in the Sun newspaper says that the 171-foot boat, which is kitted out with 6 levels and outriggers to attach fishing lines, has left the Royal Huisman shipyard in the Netherlands to progress on to the next stage of the construction. It has 6 floors, including a sky lounge that offers what the boat builder describes as a theatre for watching big game fish leap out of the water. It's designed for marlin. And finally, how about this for a great rescue by a couple of shooters? This is a rare stone curlew found by shooters Dave Freeman and John Lowe when they stopped for a wee in a lay-by on their way back from a trip to Norfolk. The bird was lying rain-soaked in a pile of leaves, looking distressed. So Dave and his brother-in-law John rescued it. They took the bird home, allowed it to dry out and returned it to the spot where it was found a few hours later. 2 months after the rescue, identified by its ring, the bird was spotted again near the same spot with 2 healthy chicks in tow. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.